Hello there, and then welcome to a brand new lesson. This is How Beyond Numbers, where we learn maths the easy way. Now, in this lesson, we actually want to prove that the square root of any number is between 0 but less than the number, or let me say it is between 0 and then the number itself. As we do this, we would also prove or learn how to represent some common rational numbers, specifically root 2 and then root 3 on the number line. So without much ado, let's quickly look into it. Now, as we practice, I would advise that you have your protractor, your compass, a pencil, and a plain sheet. So let's look into it. Now, I'll take my ruler, and the first thing I need to do is to draw a straight line. So I'll come here and draw my straight line. I've drawn just about 5 centimeters, as you would see. And then I need my initial point. So I'm going to make this my initial point, which is going to be my 0. Okay, so this is my 0. And with my ruler, I'm going to take note of where I have my 1. So this is where I have my 1. And also take note of where I have my 2 and then 3 as well. So if you have your ruler, you can do that along. So with these, we are going to base on the Pythagorean theorem to do what we want to do. And the Pythagorean theorem makes us understand that if the two sides of the triangle, as you see here, are 1 unit, then the hypotenuse is square root of 2. I wouldn't go much into details as to how this is proved, but on other playlists, you can look at all about the Pythagorean theorem. What we want to do here is just apply that knowledge. So take note, we'll have our 0 here. So as I've put my 0 here, I'm just going to put my 1, 2, and 3 over here. So we are going to let from this point to this point represent 1 unit. Okay, so with that being 1 unit, what we need now is a perpendicular at the point where we have our 1, at this point over here. Okay, so I'll take my protractor, turn it around, and since we need our perpendicular on 1, I'm just going to put that here and draw a very straight line. Okay, so with my protractor to guide me, get my perpendicular, I then draw my straight line. So I just put the straight line over here. And if I'm to take my protractor, you see I have a straight line. So you take your ruler with your protractor that guides you, you draw a perpendicular line. Now, the most important thing is we need the length of this perpendicular to also be 1 unit. We don't need it to be too long. So you take your compass, and with your compass, you pin at where you have your 0. You see, so your compass pin at 0, then you open it toward the 1. So you actually want to measure just 1 unit. You see, so as you can see with mine, I have measured exactly 1 unit. With that 1 unit I've measured, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand here on the 1 and draw an arc. I'll draw an arc over here to also indicate that what I've moved this measurement also to the side. Okay, so with that done, all I do is I just join from point 0 to this point over here. You see, I want it to meet over here, and that alone is enough. So what have we actually done? We have represented this that we see over here, this triangle, in our drawing. You see, if I'm to minimize it, you'd see that that is exactly what I have drawn. Okay, and what is it going to help us to do? It is going to help us also get the square root of 2. So what this means is what we have drawn over here is root 2. You see, and if it is root 2, then we can copy that length we have been able to draw. So this time around, with my protractor on 0, what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure exactly the root 2. You see that over there? So I have been able to open my compass to root 2. And all I need to do is to transfer the length to my number line. You see, I'm transferring, I have been able to transfer the length to my number line. And it simply means this measure over here is my root 2. It is what? My root 2. So hence, I can as well put my root 2 over there. Now with this root 2 there, what does it look like we have done? We have actually proved that the square root of 2, you see, so we have proved that the square root of 2 is actually less than 2 itself, you see, and that is what all along we wanted to prove. 0 is less than the square root of any number, which is also less than the number itself. And we have also been able to show where root 2 is on our number line. It is between 1 and then 2. Now, what of root 3? If you want to show root 3 on our number line, look here. You realize that for the Pythagorean theorem, or for a Pythagorean triple, if you have 1 as one side of the triangle and you have root 2 as the other side, then the hypotenuse becomes what we call root 3. So on that note, let's let this length here be our root 2, which it is actually. Then all we need is to make sure we have a unit length over here. This is. So once again, all I'm going to do is I'm taking this and then I'm going to draw a unit length. So let me draw more than a unit length. Then from there, we pick out our unit length. So I'll draw this straight line over here. As you can clearly see, it's a straight line. And what we need from it is the unit length. So I'm just going to reduce the length and then open it towards just 1 centimeter. So as you can see, I have reduced it to a centimeter. And then I'll bring that here. If you want to be sure, you can even measure with this 1 centimeter you previously used. So I'll bring that here and draw my arc. So this is my arc over here. So with the arc drawn, what are we going to do? We are going to draw a straight line from 0 to touch the arc. And by so doing, we have also imitated this here. So if I put the triangle here and then just expand, you realize that it fits perfectly. You see, it fits perfectly. With that said, it simply means this here becomes our root 2. So the measure of this line is my root 2. And we are going to copy it. You see? So I'll take my compass once again and then make the pin start at 0 and open my compass such that it touches this point of intersection. So I'm going to open that slowly, and as you can see, it has touched my point of intersection. So all I need to do is to transfer this measurement all the way to my number line. DC. So with that transfer done, I'm going to move and I'll label it as my root 2. Sorry, root 3. So you see where the root 3 is. This portion here is where we have our root 3. Hence, we have been able to prove that the square root of any number is less than the number itself. Look at where 3 is. And look at where root 3 is. It is far, far less than it. This is how far this video is going to go. If this is your first time on this channel and then you think it would be of help to you, you can always choose to subscribe if you so do wish. See you in our next lessons where we dive deeper into other concepts. Bye for now and stay blessed.